Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing this evening? I'm doing pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I bet that'll make the Israelites mad if I say Happy Thanksgiving. Or the Jehovah's Witness. Because, a lot of people be like, oh, Thanksgiving, that's just a celebration. The genocide of the Indians. I don't think that's what they're doing. Maybe it is, though. I don't care. I don't even like Thanksgiving. I mean, I like it. I remember when we was little kids, we'd be at the Thanksgiving dinner table, all sitting around in a circle around the table, and our mom and dad and make us go around. My dad wasn't into holidays. He hated it too. It was my mom, but she was heavy into it. She'd make us each take turns, and we all had to tell her what we was thankful for. My little brothers, they'd be like, oh, I'm thankful for my Guns N' Roses tape. I'm thankful for my Barbies. That's what my sister would say. I wouldn't be thankful for nothing. I was a little bad. I was a little grumpy old man as a child. I'm like, I'm not thankful for nothing. My mom smacked me upside the back of the head, sent me to my room. Oh, you ruined Thanksgiving again. It's like, I was just playing. Thanksgiving. I don't know. Thanksgiving is good for football. I don't really watch football. Football is a damn shame right now. You can't even hurt the quarterback. That's why I'm still going to say Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback of all time. I like Tom Brady, don't get me wrong. But that shit was rigged. They rigged that thing for Tom Brady. Fuck out of here. Joe Montana's the GOAT. Okay? Joe Montana Sports Talk Football. Okay? Joe Montana is the GOAT. Actually, the best quarterback ever is really Dan Marino. He was on a shitty team. Wasn't his fault. It's a team sport. I'm going to get to a Bible lesson. We're going to read this wild and wacky passage out the Old Testament. Because the Old Testament is wild and is wacky. And it's very disturbing. Actually, I'm just going to say this, guys. This might sound crazy, but in my opinion, the Old Testament is devil worshiping. In my opinion, the Old Testament is the satanic Bible. In my opinion, the Old Testament is a devil-worshiping handbook. How to worship the devil for dummies. Literally, it gives you step-by-step instructions. It gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do a blood sacrifice. Like, this stuff is wild and crazy. I don't think the Christians ever read this. So I was going to read this today on Thanksgiving. Because today I'm going to be, I am thankful. I apologize to my mother from when I was a child and I wasn't thankful. I was ungrateful all the goddamn time. But today, on this day, ladies and gentlemen, I am a thankful man. I am very thankful indeed. I am thankful for the love of sweet Jesus. I am thankful for this truth. I'm thankful that I'm not retarded. I mean, we all got a little bit of it in us, right? But I'm very thankful the Lord set me straight and put me on the right path. I'm very thankful that I am able to distinguish between good and evil and between right and wrong. I'm very thankful, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful. I got the Spirit up in me. All right, but we about to read this. We about to read this abominable text. Because this text right here, these ain't holy scriptures. These are holy scats, holy poop balls, little turds. That's what this is, a turd. That's Beelzebub. That's Lord of the Flies. Flies buzzing on a pile of poop. All right. And he said unto Moses, come up to Yahweh, thou and Aaron, Nabab and Abihu. What kind of names are those? It's just some weird names to begin with. So the Lord's not dealing with these people. And Abadoo-be-doo. Sound like Fred Flintstone's cousin. Abba-dabba-doo. Abba-yabba-dabba-doo. That's goddamn Fred Flintstone, the caveman religion. And that's what the Old Testament is, a caveman religion. Sacrificing bulls and goats. They run around with sandals on, got cars with no engines. They got some kind of prehistoric wild boars, their garbage disposal. What did they have? Got some kind of birders or dishwasher and their shower. No, they have an elephant. They have a woolly mammoth as their shower. Moses had a woolly mammoth as his shower. He get in the shower, he have a woolly mammoth spray him down. Because that was the caveman days, where they worshiped the caveman god. Now, this sounds ridiculous when I say, but guys, this is really the truth. It's really the truth. It's like, this is like factual. This is the best way to explain it. This is literally ancient caveman religion. It's what it is. Christianity is way more sophisticated than this. This is God. The real God never told nobody to sacrifice a bull and a goat. Let's read this, bro. They made that up. And he said unto Moses, come up to Yahweh, thou and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And 70, that's always some kind of symbolic number. And Moses alone shall come near Yahweh, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. So Yahweh is an actual person. So I thought the New Testament says God is a spirit. If they're saying Yahweh is the most high God, the top God of them all, how can you go and even come near his presence? Like he's an actual person, an actual being. That sounds like Yahweh's an alien. The ancient aliens was right. If you're saying that, don't make no sense. All right, so this is made up. The New Testament said God lives inside of us. But how come in the Old Testament, Moses could get close to Yahweh, but none of the other Israelites could get close to him? That sounds like Yahweh's an actual being. But in the New Testament, it speaks as God as a spirit. And it says, we are the temple of God and God dwells inside of us. That's not the same at all, folks. This is totally different. Okay? And people don't really think about these things. They don't really think much at all. They just parrot what they heard somebody else say. You know, and that's good enough for them. But I sit here and meditate on these things. You got to really think about stuff, man. Do you really sit and meditate about the spirit? You know, people don't be thinking, bro. Well, let's continue. This is wild already. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahweh, because he was talking to Yahweh. Because they made that up. Moses didn't talk to nobody. I'm not even sure if Moses was an actual historical person, to be quite honest with you. So this whole thing was made up during the Hellenistic period, during the Hasmonean period. They just made this up. The Jews made all this up. The Jews, that's what they do. They make shit up. They took old stories and they mixed shit in with it and made shit up. That's what they did, guys. All right, and Yahweh is pretty much dang Zeus. Why is he on top of a mountain? Why you gotta go to the top of a mountain? I think, is that where this is at, on the mountain? So why is, yeah, that's where Zeus is at. And the Olympians on top of a mountain. That's the same Indo-European mountain motif, magical mountain. Yahweh's on the magical mountain. Zeus is on the mountain. Even in the Hindu religions, they got the mountain. All right. And they gotta go up to the mountain. Zeus flooded the earth, just like Yahweh flooded the earth. He punished mankind for receiving knowledge. 12 tribes, 12 Olympians. It's all very similar. And the Old Testament was written in Greek. I mean, come on, guys. And Moses wrote all the words of Yahweh and rose up early in the morning and builded it. They didn't even, look how dumb they talk, bro. Builded it. Bro, if I said builded it, or you get smacked up beside your head, bro, for saying that. If you build, like, this is the old school King James. That proved King James was a black man. He said builded it. So I'm just joking, guys. That's King James, baby. And Moses wrote all the words of Yahweh and rose up early in the morning and builded an altar under the hill and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. With the zodiac. That is all zodiacal. That's why all this zodiacal stuff is popping off during the Hellenistic period. Oh, I got this. Hold on a second, I'm driving. I'm about to pull up. I'm almost home. Shit. Kind of hard to read and drive too. But I'm on side streets, so it's safe, guys. Don't worry about me. I don't think there's any Africans close by. I'm good. All right. So he's going to sacrifice peace offerings of oxen. So let me read it again. And he said, young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord, unto Yahweh. So they were sacrificing bulls and goats to Yahweh. And we just read that Yahweh was an actual person, an actual being. Moses was up there talking to him. So what did they actually go? Was he eating it? Is Yahweh really a dragon? Some people say Yahweh is a dragon. Now this sounds crazy and ridiculous, guys. Just read what it says. Like, why are they giving this guy bulls and goats? And they took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that Yahweh have said we will do, and be obedient. Yeah, otherwise he's going to destroy you. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold the blood of the covenant which Yahweh hath made with you concerning all these words. So it said Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people. Now, let's say I make a YouTube video. I do a live stream on YouTube, and I take the oxen. What was he sacrificing? Oxen. It just says burnt offerings with the ox. An ox is a bull with no balls. So I'm going to sacrifice an ox or a bull, a goat, a ram, whatever. I'm going to live stream it on YouTube, and I'm going to read Bible scriptures while I do it. No, I won't. Well, I could do that. Yeah, let's do that. And everybody's going to say I worship the devil. They'll be like, oh, you worship Satan. If I sacrifice a bull or a goat and put the video on the internet, and I was sprinkling blood on everybody in the video, then everybody would go crazy. They was like, oh, this guy is the devil worshiper. Yeah, but how come if Moses does it, he gets a pass? Oh, Moses is a man of the Lord. He feared God. Feared God. Yeah, Yahweh wants you to fear him. The New Testament teaches that there is no fear in God. Fear leads to the dark side, my children, my sons, and my daughters. I got to be inclusive. Okay. Got to be inclusive. I like the women folk. You know what I'm saying? I sure do. But, yeah. Fear leads to the dark side. Yoda told us that. Fear leads to the dark side. And the Old Testament is fear-based. It's fear-based. The main principle is fear. You will fear Yahweh. You will do as you were told, boy. You will fear him. Otherwise, you can get put to death. That's fear. That's the ways of the devil. That's the dark side. Yahweh's a goddamn demon. He's a goddamn demon. Yahweh's a devil. Yahweh's Satan. Yahweh's a demon. Just say it with me, folks. Yahweh's a devil. Scream it real loud. Say it real proud. Come on with me. Come on now. Scream it out your window. Roll down the window. Let everybody know. Okay. So actually, I'm parking right now, so I'm just talking trash until I get properly situated. Oh, we gotta scoot it on in there. Oh, yeah, right there, baby. Oh, it feels real good. Just like, I gotta get the perfect parking position. I'm fucking OCD with my parking. So it's gotta be perfectly squared up and everything. You know what I mean? The angles gotta be right, all of that. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to continue this lesson, and then I'm going to finish it. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people. So, sacrificing animals and then sprinkling blood on people, that's devil worshiping, y'all. I don't know anything more devil worshiping than that, unless you sacrifice a child. Like, the Jews get criticized because there's videos of Jews on the internet, and they're sacrificing chickens, and they're draining the blood of chickens. And they got these little basins full of blood, and they collect the blood, and they sprinkle blood on each other while they do incantations in Hebrew or Yiddish or whatever they're blabbling. All right, and they get criticized for that, and rightfully so, because that's strange and that's weird, and that's very evil. And poor chickens. I don't even eat chickens. I love chickens. I think they're beautiful creatures. They can talk to you. They're very, I don't know about their intelligence. They're kind of dumb, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm not eating no chicken. Okay, a weird ass looking bird. I'm not eating that. All right, but they over there sprinkling blood on each other. You guys call them devil worshipers. But Moses does it. He gets a pass. When Odin does it, Odin says you got to sacrifice 9 of every kind of Odin every 9 years. He ain't no different than a Jew. Ain't no different than a Jew. Okay, Jesus said there ain't no sacrifice. There ain't no sacrifice. Christians, we don't sacrifice because we're not retarded. Okay, we know God never told nobody sacrifice. At least I know that. Okay, that's why it's superior. Hey, the Muslims got some sense too in that regard. But besides that, they're still pretty caveman religionish. They're very caveman-y. Very, you know what I'm saying? But Moses took but the Jews are worse. The true caveman religion is Judaism. Because they still do blood sacrifices to this very day, bro. They still do it. I don't know about Reform Judaism. I'm sure Reform Judaism is probably a little better. So I'm not going to lump them all into the same group. But who knows, in secret, they might, you don't know what they're doing. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people. Once again, I got to repeat it. Sprinkling blood on people that's satanic. That's devil worshiping. You ain't going to sprinkle no blood on me, bro. We're going to be fighting. You sprinkle some blood on me, we going to be fighting. I'm going to chase your ass. You ain't going to get away. I'm going to catch you. Okay, I'm going to put you in a figure 4 leg lock. I'm going to put you in the stinger of the goddamn Boston Crab, bro. I'm going to RKO your ass, bro. I'm going to hit you with a people's elbow. Okay, bro, it's over for you. You sprinkle blood on me, bro. Nah, we fighting. Okay, so that's evil. Sprinkling blood on people, that's on my goddamn voodoo. that's a goddamn voodoo demon god shit they would do up in the goddamn Congo, up in Africa. Okay, they jumping up and down in a circle around on fire, doing the drum, jumping up and down with spears and shit. They got big ass disc in their lips, disc in their ears. They got elongated necks. They got scars all over them. Their bodies are all painted. They're sprinkling blood on each other, drinking cow urine. Okay, this is pretty much what this is, y'all. This is literally a Stone Age religion. Like fucking literally. A Stone Age caveman, Neanderthal. That's an insult to the Neanderthals. I take that back. It's goddamn caveman religion. That's what the Judaism is. This does not come from God. All right. Yahweh is the devil. He's a demon. That's the ancient goat demon. The donkey demon. Then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel. They saw the God of Israel. And there was under his feet. How did you see the God of Israel? He's a being. And there was under his feet, as it was a paved work of sapphire stone, as it were the body of heaven in its clearness. Now, who knows? You got all kind of Bible people. They'll give you some kind of wild explanation for this. Okay. Well, obviously, this Yahweh is not the actual real God. First of all, he's evil. He kills people. He commands the Israelites to genocide whole nations. That's not the loving God Jesus taught about. Okay. Yahweh teaches you to curse your enemies. Look, and the Yahweh said, and Yahweh said unto Moses, come up to the mountain, and I'll be there. I'll give you the tables of stone. Yeah, and he gave him the 10 commandments. Don't nobody care about that. Okay? So Yahweh's the devil. He took Moses up to the mountain, and he told it, Moses and the Israelites, let's get it, Deuteronomy 28. Let's get it. Sorry if I'm fumbling and bumbling. It's been a long day. And that shall come to pass, if thou hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy God will set thee high above all nations of the earth. So Yahweh told Moses, he said, if you bow down and worship me, I'm going to give you power over all nations of the earth. That's exactly the same thing that Satan promised Jesus in the wilderness. Exactly the same. That's because Satan is Yahweh. Okay? And the difference between Jesus and Moses is Moses accepted the offer. We just read it. Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people. He signed a contract in blood. He made a deal with the devil and signed a contract with blood. Yeah, we read it, bro. He's sprinkling blood on people. And so it said this is the blood of the covenant. He signed a blood covenant. I'm sorry, what is a blood covenant? It's a devil worshiping covenant. What other kind of covenant is there? A blood covenant. That just sounds like something satanic. Like I said before, it sounds like a goddamn name of a heavy metal band that worships Satan. You know, you go to the concert, they got fucking pig heads and shit on stakes with upside down pentagrams, spraying blood on the audience. Yeah, because in the name of the band is Blood Covenant. That's what the imagery that pop. When you say the word blood covenant and somebody sprinkling blood on people, that's what I'm envisioning. Okay, that's satanic. Clearly, that's an easy one. That's easy to see, bro. That's easy. That's like 1 + 1. You know, you learn that before you even go to kindergarten. That's how easy that is. That's like spelling cat and dog. That's how easy it is to figure this one out. So, okay, so Satan promised Jesus the same thing Yahweh promised Moses. He said, if you bow down and worship me, I'll give you power over all nations of the earth. And he took him up to the top of the mountain when he said it. The same thing as the Old Testament. And Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days fasting. And then he was tempted of the devil. Because Yahweh's the tempter. He tempts you. He tempted the Israelites. Just like he tempted Abraham. Just like he tempted Job. Because the devil's the tempter. All right, that's what he does. Yahweh is the tempter. He is Satan. Hashatan! Satan! All right, the Israelites were in the wilderness for 40 years. Jesus was fasting for 40 days. The story in the New Testament is trying to tell you Yahweh's Satan, you big dummies. All right, Jesus refused Yahweh's offer. Moses accepted it. Jesus didn't take the blood and sprinkle it on the people. He said, Satan, kiss my ass. That's it right. This is the devil. So once again, brother, my whole point of this video is sprinkling blood on people. That is a sign of a devil worshiper. Do you guys even know what a devil worshiper looks like? What did you think a devil worshiper was? I mean, it's clear what they do. They got a bull and a goat. They sacrificing them. Yahweh told Abraham to sacrifice his own son. People are like, oh, he didn't really sacrifice him. You trying to cope? There's some traditions that say there are some Jewish traditions that say he actually went through with it. All right, there are varying traditions, but when you say God just played a prank on him, so you saying Yahweh's a trickster? He's a trickster. He a goddamn DMT trickster. That's what he sound like. He a jester, a jack in the box. Is that what you telling me? Yahweh's a trickster, a goddamn jester. He plays jokes on people. What is this goddamn Loki? What are you trying to tell? He's a trickster. Oh, sacrifice your son, psych. I'm just playing. That's fucked up. I say that you done ruined Isaac's whole life. That boy is traumatized for the rest of his life. He ain't never looked at his father the same. He couldn't wait to get out that cult. All right, well, my dad's crazy. He's going to kill me. He's going to sacrifice me at any minute. That's crazy. But people say, well, it was God was testing Abraham's faith. Yeah, attempt. He was testing him. He was tempting him. Test and attempt. This is the same thing, bro. That's what that's talking about. God don't test nobody like that. He ain't tempting nobody. When did Jesus ever go up to somebody and tell them to sacrifice their own son as a test? I'm just going to test their faith. Now kill your child right now. Sacrifice him to me. No, bro. Jesus will never say nothing. So, nothing crazy like that. Jesus is wholesome and pure. The Old Testament is unholy and profane. It's devil worshiping. It's literally devil worshiping. Okay, if you worship the God of the Jews, you worship Satan. You literally worship Satan. You're a devil worshiper. Okay. I mean, you unknowingly a devil worshiper. A devil worshiper nonetheless. Nonetheless, folks. All right. And people will call me a heretic, and that's fine. But guess what? We're going to win. Because truth always wins. All right. That's just facts. You turn on the light and darkness disappears.